Another one? What's with these guys?
Hello, everyone, and of course, welcome to Red United TV. It's your boy Avorin Spice, and we are back at it again with another podcast. So much things to talk about, of course, so much things to talk about, and the biggest topic of debate is Alejandro Garnacho pissing off majority of every Manchester United fans, even pundits around as well. Those who don't even associate themselves with Manchester United are fuming. They are angry. They're like, his behavior, he cannot do this. He needs to get out the club. That's what they're saying. And I'm only here to discuss it with the mandem, of course. And of course, Jadon Sancho's future. Napoli are interested. Fenerbahce are interested. And we're hearing some news. Christopher Nkunku has been linked to Manchester United. And last week himself, Andre Onana, was linked with a move away. But he is out here annoying us and saying, I ain't going anywhere. I'm effing staying like it's the Wolf of Wall Street. Bloody, you need to go. You need to go. But guys, sit back, tune in, relax, smash that like button, and of course, get yourself involved in the comments as well. And let me know what your thoughts of today's news. Let's get straight in. Let me introduce you to you guys. The man in the back, Uche. Let me just get the camera right. Uche, Jerome is in the building. Big up to the man as well. We're here to talk about this. Alejandro Garnacho to kick off the show as well. But let me just pass it on to Uche just to see how you're doing as well. And of course, Jerome. Uche, welcome, my bro. How you been? How's the week been for you?
It's been great. It's been great. I would say I'm seeing kind of interesting news coming up, but I would say generally the sun has been amazing, and I've been enjoying myself. I would say it's been a great time, and I'm actually enjoying the. I would say I'm enjoying the holiday as well because very soon by July everything goes back to business. So right now it's for time for my temper to actually come down. My BP is all right. Everything's all good and smooth until July when the preseason starts. Then we know when I need to have some bandage on it.
And Jerome, as well yourself, a lovely week of sun shining in London. And for those who live in London, we've had a great heat wave as well, especially the weekend, man. How you been, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm all blessed, man. Like you said, like Uche said, just to echo that, yeah, the weather's been lit. I can't even complain. So you got to make the most of the summer when you can because we don't get it in the UK. So yeah, just enjoying the sun, taking my time, taking time away from United, and yeah, just trying to get that work-life balance going in it. So yeah, that's what you can do really at this sort of period.
And of course, let me just say big up Ems as well, who celebrated him, who was away enjoying himself in the sun in Morocco, still thinking about Amarim while he's on holiday. every single day of his holiday, you know.
Even rent-free in his head, boy.
Rent-free in his head.
Honestly,
Ebs, you're on holiday. You're on holiday. You took annual leave to step out of this problem that you was facing in London, which was Manchester United. You took a break, but you're still thinking about it. But it is what it is. Big up to Ems.
He's still chatting about it now. Look at him in the comments.
Look at him in the comments. He even said, no, dead. The biggest topic should be the manager. He will never get Amrin out of his mouth, man. So big up Uche. You can be my spokesperson, bro. And of course, Ems is also saying, Oluwa Jerome, I bet this guy is going to be grilling Garnacho. Well, we're here to talk about it because, of course, as you guys saw yesterday, Garnacho, who's enjoying his holiday, happens to post a picture of his holiday and then ends up posting a picture of Marcus Rashford's jersey, not the Manchester United version jersey, but the Aston Villa jersey of Marcus Rashford. And some fans took a toll to it. Some fans were not happy. Pundits were not happy as well. Basically sending out cryptic messages to Manchester United, to Manchester United fans. If you look at it now, if Garnacho was trying to fight to stay at Manchester United, well, it looks like he ain't really doing that. He looks like his head is really out. Because for those who don't know, Sancho, Garnacho was told by Ruben Amorim in the dressing room in the morning after the game that he must find a new club. He's not wanted here. And of course, the board are in agreement because, of course, Garnacho himself, for those who don't know, has got himself into a bit of trouble at Manchester United since he joined the first team with Eric Ten Hag since in pre-season. And of course, the little incident that he had with Rashford being dropped out the game against Manchester City, and of the post that he's been doing online as well. I'm going to show you the picture. I will share the picture. Let me just get my share screen, go to my Instagram page. For those who are wondering what the picture looks like, go to Red United TV 1 for Instagram, but I'm about to post up the picture. So guys, get yourself involved. Let me just show you the picture right there. As you can see right there, Manchester United fans are angry at Alejandro Garnacho's cryptic message of wearing an Aston Villa jersey, an Aston Villa Rashford jersey. You can see it there. And we already know Rashford is out of the door. I think one of the reasons why is because they're wearing a player that's also showed this, not show disrespect, but it's also wanted a new challenge from Manchester United, wanted to move. And he's not technically no longer a Manchester United player. It's like Jadon Sancho doing the freedom speech underneath Rashford's post when he finally got out and played for Aston Villa. Some people take it as the same way. Some people look at it as that, well, you said he should leave. If he does that, so what? What's the problem? Like, what's your beef? The guy needs to go. You told him to go, and he's doing whatever he needs to do to leave. But there's those who question, is this the right way to go about things? Is this professional? You know what, Alejandro Garnacho, you should also hold yourself accountable. So you're not a boy, you're a grown man, 20 years old, and you're adding to all the things that we've what should I say, held you accountable for since you at Manchester United, with all the troubles that's followed you. This doesn't help. This adds to it. Let me get you guys' thoughts, and I do have. Let me get you guys' thoughts. I want to start it off with Jerome, and I'm a bit annoyed because I know that's the missus, and she knows I'm live at this time, but she decided to leave the house without keys, and then she's ringing it, and she's got me distracted. But yeah, let me just give it to you guys. You guys, let me know who wants to kick off the show. Let me get the screen and get your thoughts of yesterday's news. Alejandro Garnacho wearing Aston Villa jersey with Rashford on his back. Is he right? Is he wrong? What's your thoughts? Jerome, kick off. Let me answer the door.
Right. Yeah, with this whole Garnacho situation, obviously the manager's made it clear that he's not part of his plans and he wants Garnacho to find a new club. So I think what Garnacho is doing, he's basically just telling everyone, yeah, I want to leave and I'm going to try and hasten my exit. Because that clip, what he put up yesterday on Instagram, it was definitely premeditated. You could see that he was actually posing, and he put that. It wasn't like someone else put it on someone else's account. He put it on his own Instagram account, and he also put his own caption on there as well. So he knew exactly what he was doing. You could call it calculated, you could call it immature, you could call it whatever you want to call it. But the fact of the matter is, he's trying to engineer his exit from the club, and that's why he's put it up there, because he's just trying to aggravate the club, and he's trying to provoke the fans as well. Everyone's got their own different views on it, but that's my take on it, and it just shows what I've been saying all along: his lack of maturity, his petulance, and his selfishness. He only cares about himself, and he's showing his true colors now. Usually, like, if you're leaving a company, even if like you're leaving on bad terms or you don't like the company, you always still got to remain respectful and professional. I'm sure all of us have lost jobs or left jobs in the past, and we didn't enjoy the job or we didn't enjoy who we were working with, but we kept it professional, left on professional terms, and moved on to better things, onwards and upwards, as they say. But what Garnacho is doing now, he's making it that he's going to be leaving on bad terms, and he's almost going to ruin whatever sort of reputation or potential or legacy that he had at the club now. He's basically tarnishing it, because he's disrespecting the club, and he's disrespecting the fans that actually believed in him and the fans that actually backed him. Because I know Garnacho's got a lot of fans, like people that think he's going to be the next Ronaldo, even though we can see with our own eyes that he's a Temu version of Ronaldo. But some people seem to think that he's Viva Ronaldo, which is far from. I think some of those fans now are divided now. They feel let down by him. A lot of fans are still in denial, trying to back his behaviour and trying to use his age as an excuse, which I think at this point is ridiculous, because he's shown time and time again that he hasn't changed or improved in his attitude or conducting himself in a professional manner. So the sooner we get him out of the door, the better, really. But I'm not seeing any takers at the moment. I haven't seen any bids from anyone. So he better hope, for his own sake, for his own professional career, that someone comes up with a suitable offer to get him off our books and he can continue his career elsewhere. Because Amorim's already said that he doesn't want him in pre-season. So if he comes back, he's just going to end up just rotting in the stands. I can't see any way back for him, especially after this latest stunt that he's pulled while he's on holiday. As I keep saying, he knew exactly what he was doing. What player would wear another rival fan's shirt and post it up on their own Instagram and not expect some sort of fan or club reaction to it? So he knew what he was doing. He's just provoking everyone. So I hope he knows what he's done, and I hope he's reflected on it. But knowing his immaturity that we've seen over the past couple of years, he probably doesn't even care, and he just probably wants to leave the club. We saw how he was after the Europa League final. Everything was just about I, and not about the team. So we need to try and weed out that toxicity in the club, get rid of the bad apples, and hopefully in the long term build a better working environment for our players to thrive in, because he's part of the toxic culture as well. And just to add to that, I saw Rashford, he commented on that post as well, saying "love my brother" or something like that. And when I saw that,
I didn't see that. I did not see that.
Yeah, he said something like "love my brother." I put a love heart there. When I saw that, I was just like, yeah, these men want to leave.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing. Both of them, they're it's almost like it was pre-planned. Both of them are just like, yeah, let's just try and provoke the club. And we saw already what happened with the Sancho situation as well, with the freedom speech. It's all similar. They're all bad apples that just need to leave the club. And it's going to be interesting to see who comes in for them, because who's going to really want to bring in a player with that sort of attitude? Obviously, there's potential there, but we're not going to see that at Old Trafford. But you got to think realistically. Like, there's got to be clubs out there thinking, do we really want someone behaving like that to come in our dressing room? So it's going to be an interesting summer. So I'm looking forward to see how those transfers unfold. We can see that Rashford, he's already flirting with Barcelona, almost begging to go there. And Garnacho looks like he's desperate to leave as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I just want to say to Ems as well. You see, when you was backing Garnacho last week about the things that he said after the Europa League final, and he said maybe if he took a couple of hours later, maybe what he said was wrong. Well, it's been about a week, 2-3 weeks, and look at the way he's still behaving You know, he's had a lot of time to reflect on that day, and he's still behaving the same way, showing the disrespect. I have to say, my problem is that I'm a person that comes from a long history of tough love, mhm, of a parents that who are disciplinarians, you know, and I come from that sense. I as well is also a manager in my own profession, and I would never condone bad behavior 24/7, and I would condone it to an extent where, okay, you can give him the first chance, you can give him the second chance, but and then the third chance is the final chance. In the business, you get 3 warnings. You get your verbal warning, you get your written warning, and you get your final written warning. And Garnacho's gone to that stage where he's breached the final written warning, and he's now in the conduct stage of everything that he does. There's so many amount of times where someone can mess up, where I can say, you know what, enough is enough. How many times does Garnacho need the opportunity to mess up for everyone to say enough is enough? It doesn't matter how young he is. He's 20 years old. He's no longer a kid. People stop saying he's a kid. You stop being a kid when you're 18. You know, you're allowed to vote. You're allowed to get married. You're allowed to do so and so work and do extra. And you're old enough to go to a grown man prison. So this word of he's a kid needs to stop at times, just for us to desensitize the situation and allow him to do whatever he wants. If you continue to allow kids to misbehave, and Uche, you're a parent, you wouldn't allow your child to do the wrong thing again and again and again and again and again and again and again, and you still don't punish them at all. You just allow them to do whatever they run around the whole house, burn the place, and all that kind of stuff. Because eventually they'll do worse and worse. They're just testing to see how far they can go. And with Garnacho, he has tested the water to see how far he can go. And now it's got to the situation, you need to leave. You need to leave. Your behavior is not right. The amount of players that we have, and we ask for changes of cultures at Manchester United, the way the players behave is not right. You can blame managers and etc., but at the end of the day, and you can also blame the club for allowing it to happen. But it gets to a point where everything needs to stop, a restart needs to happen, and we're at the point where a restart needs to happen, where correction of people's misbehaviors and attitude needs to be corrected now. And otherwise, we will never progress. We will always have rotten apples, and you'll always have those who hold you back. And I'll give Arsenal the perfect example. And Arsenal's the perfect example. Mikel Arteta is the perfect example. He came to Arsenal. He came around players that are not serious. So people like Aubameyang, who went right for the club in terms of where they want to go to, the type of characteristics they would like to install at Arsenal Football Club. Players who behave in the right manner, who show the young players the right things to do as well, and who are also leaders. Yeah. He got rid of a lot of players to the extent that he's got players who will do anything for him, and who are right in terms of behavior and etc. No one misbehaves. Everyone does things right. And when you're at a top club like Manchester United, or top club at all, there is no time for misbehaving people. Anyone that misbehaves, doesn't matter how good you are, you get kicked out. And it happens across all the board, especially big clubs. And I'll give you a perfect example. Your favorite football player, Cristiano Ronaldo, don't behave like this. He doesn't behave like this. The only time he misbehaves is when he wants to leave and something's not right. But in general, he behaves professionally. He doesn't go too far, apart from the interview. That was a bit too far. But he doesn't do these kind of things. You know, the best players in the world don't really do these things. Even Zlatan don't behave like this. Zlatan is not his easy character. He's a big ego. Yeah, but he doesn't disrespect the club. He doesn't show people the wrong way to go about it. With Alejandro Garnacho, there's been too many incidents, and enough is enough. He needs to leave. He needs to go, but he is leaving. But the way to behave right now when you're leaving is to be professional. We understand that you got kicked out, and we know you're not happy, but be a professional, because your other employees will look at you and take that as a reference point to say, you know what, like Jerome said, I don't know anymore. I was going to sign you, but I see this. I just don't know. And don't give me this is from a different era, Ems. Screw that different era, soft life kind of mentality. Oh, let them be what they want to be and let them express themselves until they start pulling out knives and doing whatever they want to do. This is the type of stuff. This is the type of nonsense that people encourage. People need to be held accountable for their action in life, you know, and we have to start here. Uche, I'm gonna throw it back to you. I want to get your thoughts as well.
So first, I just want to circle back with the things you guys actually said before I actually move on to onto this topic. First, I believe the problem here was because Garnacho was already told he's leaving. Is that the problem?
He was already told he's leaving.
Because the reason I'm saying that Doku wore another team jersey, nobody's dragging him. Ahmad was another team jersey, no one is dragging him.
But addressed it. I'm
coming to that. No, I'm talking about people with different wore different jersey. No one talked about it. Ahmad did the same thing. Doku did the same thing, and Garnacho won a different jersey with a United player's name on it. It didn't even account for anything.
A United player that wants to leave.
Okay, fine. So the issue here is because someone who wants to leave already put on a t-shirt, a jersey from a different club. If Ruben didn't tell him he was leaving, it was okay. Fine, right?
No.
So okay, man. But what happened to they're not being dragged? They're not being dragged. Other people, everything's calm.
Let me tell you something. Even if Ruben said he wanted them to stay, he still
that's a different thing.
With Rashford's name.
I want to tell you the reason.
But I know what he's doing, but we know why he's doing it for. What's his reasons for doing this?
Is it clean? You're assuming in life. We need to understand that you cannot actually be the verdict and also be the accuser at the same time. You actually need that you can't be at the hand of his mind, know what he's doing. He posted a picture of Rashford and his brother said, "Hey, my brother." And we didn't want to say it literally. We said no. We're okay to say literally from Ahmad's point of view. We're okay to say literally from Doug's point of view, but we refuse to actually listen to it literally from Garnacho's point of view. The truth is, I'm not about United fans and United money base. Whenever we don't like a player, must we crash the players? Must we destroy our own every single time we want a player to leave? Check all ourselves. That has been a prototype.
Can I say something?
Okay.
You said we didn't get onto Ahmed. Ahmed didn't wear a Brighton top that has Jadon Sancho at the back of his jersey or anything like that. Ahmed just wore a Brighton top playing football.
Why is he wearing that?
And again,
why is he wearing
like
that?
You said, you saw nothing wrong with that.
Different jersey, play for United. Why nobody talking about it?
We're addressing it. We're addressing it. I am addressing it.
The
same situation.
Ahmad
has been.
See when you're trying to use other people's examples to justify someone else's actions, it just shows.
No, we're not talking about it now.
You're not taking accountability.
No one's talking about it.
You're just trying to
disrespectful in Asia. Has been disrespectful in Asia. Nobody's talking about it.
Make excuses.
Excuses. Now let me understand.
Garnacho knew what he was doing, hands down.
How did you know he knows what he's doing?
See, when you post something on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
You post something for a purpose, right? You're not just gonna post something on Instagram just for the sake of it.
Oh, okay. So
you know what I'm saying?
Was there Rashford in it? Is he going to Aston Villa? What is the cryptic message there that everybody knows he's already living? So what is the cryptic of the message?
Yeah,
he's going to Aston Villa.
We haven't got any offers for him.
So what is the cryptic?
So while he's still a United player, he's got a responsibility to remain professional until that offer comes in that's suitable to a club that he wants to go to, and then he can leave on good terms. And what he's doing now, he's making his position at Old Trafford untenable. So if no offer comes in from him, how is Garnacho now, based on his actions on Instagram, how is he going to be able to get reintegrated into the United team based on his actions?
If he wanted to stay, because let me tell you something. Red A team says, I don't believe Garnacho wants to leave. United are being forced out of United's way before this incident, so therefore I blame the manager. He's saying that Man United are forcing him out. But if he wanted to stay, would this be the right way? And also, you bring back Ahmed Diallo. Ahmed has not been told he needs to leave. It's nice to bring Ahmed Diallo wearing a Brighton shirt, but he's not the one that's been told that he needs to leave. Garnacho's the one that's been told that he needs to leave. And what he does is, this is what he does. This is what I'll do to just say, I want me to leave. Let me troll you. Let me send cryptic message. This is why I can't really compare Ahmed Diallo's wearing a Brighton shirt to Garnacho wearing an Aston Villa shirt that says Rashford, a player that's been told by Manchester United as well to also leave. You're basically saying, I support my bro too on this screw Manchester United job.
No, you the one saying this. You the one saying this.
No, it's the truth. Because you want to compare someone else's action to him to justify him.
He didn't say anything. Now let me break it down what you guys are doing here.
So okay, what did he say? Okay, what did he say? What did he say? I want to know, what did he say wearing the Rashford jersey number 9 that needs to leave the club?
Why are you guys trying to burn your own players?
No, he's not a player anymore. He got told to leave.
Oh, then why are you bothered? Why are you bothered now if he's not a player anymore? Why are you bothered? You say he's not a player anymore. Why are you bothered?
His behavior's been highlighted.
We're talking about his behavior.
It's
two different topics. Him wanting to leave and his behavior.
I've always said he's a problem child.
Look at what you guys doing. Look at what you guys.
He's a
problem child. Two other players. You guys went 2 other players, giving reasons for this one. You guys made up your own reasons on why he's doing that.
See what you get. You guys do something wrong
and
you get in trouble. You can either do one thing. You can either own it, apologize, and move on from it, or you can make excuses and say, "Oh, but this person did it as well."
Okay, so why am I getting in trouble? Is that because that's what he has not apologized. So the problem is you cannot just apologize. Okay, close the same way Ahmad goes to a different country, different fans, and gave them an F sign, and everybody's okay. He apologized. He called his mom, and everything's okay. It was Garnacho. Whoa, hell broke loose.
You gotta take ownership of your own actions and not use other people's situations.
That's the only thing. So right now,
that's all I'm saying.
Why are we burning? Why are we always so eager to burn our own players' bridges? We don't want them to cross over.
He's burning his own bridges.
He's burning
doing anything. We've just seen him post something on Instagram. We ain't done nothing. We're just trying.
When I say these things,
I'm just trying to hopefully get.
I'm talking about from the point of.
When I say these
things, I'm not talking only from
Garnacho.
I can give you lists
of
our players that wants to leave. That
we can't just enjoy
them.
We
bought all our players leaving. Every one of them, we bought them out. Every single one, down to from Boba, we burnt him down. We did that to him.
Who did that? Wait. No, let me just say, let's not bring Paul Pogba into this situation, because at the end of the day, he had these issues with the fans, also himself and the manager, and Pogba's one of my favorite players at Manchester United. No. And I will back him.
Bottom line is that we also burned him at the end. We did that to even Ronaldo, that he didn't have any club in Europe to even sign him. We sabotaged that. We made him that he was not marketable. He left to Saudi. That's fine. I'll tell you the truth. Come over to the other one. Anthony, oh my God. We met Anthony. If possible, we would like to sell Anthony for £5. For £5 only. We do that for all the players. Now tell me one single player that came to United that left wanting something. None. We bought all of them down.
So you just brought Ronaldo back into the situation.
Of course, I will always have to do it. It's a long stretch. Now let's go back to what you said about Arteta doing things with Arsenal. Arteta is a young coach who doesn't like players that are bigger than him. He let go of all of them.
And guess what? Amorim is also a young coach.
Yeah, that's why I don't like all these young coaches. They can't handle all these pressures. You
can you not see the positivity of Arteta's actions? Also, we're now consistently challenging for titles.
And
major trophies. What are we doing?
Can I ask you a question? Uche, let me ask you a question. Regarding Alejandro Garnacho's behavior, do you think the greatest manager of all time, Sir Alex Ferguson, will keep that guy?
Sir Ferguson in this era will be in jail if he tries what he's doing.
Please,
that's honest truth.
Because Pep does the same thing.
Most of the things he did, you can't try that this time around. You can't try some things he did last those eras. You can't try it right now.
Let me tell you something. Let me give you an example. Prime example: Juan Cancelo, Pep Guardiola misbehaved so many times. Pep kicked him out of the football club.
You're talking about people that don't like people who are big on his team.
No,
Pep is one of them. They don't like them.
Pep will do it. Jerome,
they can say jump.
Pep will do it.
They jump up.
Pep kicks them out. Pep kicks them out if he has to, if they misbehave.
Pep is ruthless. And that's something that we're not as a club.
Bayern Munich, what does he
do? We're so all the big fixated on keeping players head that are not performing.
He came to Man City. He kicked out the best player in Man City, Toure, as of that year. How was it the heavyweight? He kicked him out. He told him, look for the club. That's their style.
But it's justified because they're still winning. Didn't they win the treble?
That's their style. No, because you're winning does not justify your actions.
No, it does.
Because you win does not. Oh, okay. Now, why are you justifying about Ruben Amorim? Amorim is not winning.
Managers make big decisions for the betterment of the club.
Okay, so what you said now.
Just because they're Just because
what you
they're
just said
getting
now,
rid of
Jerome.
players that you like, it doesn't mean
Okay.
that they're making the wrong decision.
Jerome, you said that for the fact that he's winning, he kick players out and he's winning. That means
That means he's made the right choice.
okay.
So
So
getting rid of players
Ruben,
and
I
bringing in
expect
other players
Ruben.
that are more suited
If
to his
Ruben
system.
does not win after kicking all these guys out, you know what it is. Because I'm actually waiting for these 5 games. Because this is actually going where I want it to go. Because you're kicking all these players out, you're making your case a little bit more stronger.
You're just making examples of players that you like that managers have got rid of.
Yeah,
okay.
That's all I'm hearing.
No.
I need to say something. People with this soft era of this 2025, talk to me nice kind of vibes. Yeah, this is elite football, elite sports. There is no niceness when it comes to elite sport at the highest level.
Yes.
Let me be honest with you.
That's
so
okay.
let's say you're in boxing now.
Yeah.
And your coach is always shouting at you. Oh,
Okay.
can you be nice to me, please? Don't talk to me like this is boxing. I'm gonna cuss you out until you get things right. And it's the same thing. Managers have never been known to be Mr. Nice Guy in sports. It's sports. Your manager is supposed to be your motivator, you're the one that criticizes you, the one that can make you feel happy,
and the one that makes your morale go down.
Yes,
has made
it's been like that for years. But here in this generation, it's like, talk to me nice. I've got feelings, you know. I don't like it when you told me that I didn't go past the cone in this particular way, coach.
Mourinho is brutal.
Nonsense.
Mourinho has been brutal, but we have seen Mourinho still manage players that actually have big headaches, still be able to manage them. Mourinho brought Boba in here. Since he left, no one could be able to manage him. Apart from all those old coaches, as noted them, all those big ones, all these young coaches can manage stars. It's obvious, and every single day is playing out with us. They can manage superstars. That's that simple. What is so big a deal that Ruben cannot manage Garnacho in a team like United? Why does he have to allow this to escalate to this order? Must you always show that I don't know why about young coaches
Uche, but this problem has always been here. Uche, let me tell you something. It's not just Amarin.
You're a manager. You're meant to manage all situations and stop it from escalating. Why are you escalating every single situation?
Well, it's not just Amarin. Sorry, but in the last 6-7 years, there's always been one player that acts out at Manchester United that deserves to be kicked out. Sorry. Garnacho, is he the first player to misbehave at Manchester United?
It's going to happen every single time in United.
But why does it need to happen in 6 or 7 years in a row? We started off with Paul Pogba situation with the manager, yeah. Then it went to Jadon Sancho saga. Then it goes to who else? Rashford saga. And then it goes to Alejandro Garnacho saga.
How many people
need to misbehave until we change
that? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Any player that has any issue with Ole?
We've had in the past.
Which player had an issue with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Guess what? Jerome, let me end it. He said, which player has... Everybody was being Mr. Nice Guy. Where did it take him? Got him sacked. Got players not doing what they want to do.
Was anything not sacked?
Mr. Nice Guy got him sacked.
He has the most
Mr. Nice Guy got him nowhere. I'm telling you, in life here, in sports,
United,
and in business,
you see Klopp, Mourinho, Pep, Arteta, they've come into clubs and they've changed the whole team.
And Jerome, let me tell you
look at them, they're competing for titles.
Let me add to this. Mr. Nice Guy Ole Gunnar was so nice to the extent that he needs to get Sir Alex Ferguson to come in the training ground to shout at the players to get them in line. So Ferguson could say, "Can you listen to my son, please? Can you listen to my son?" He's basically that challenge. This is my husband. He's going to show you something cool and you better like it. That's the type of situation.
Just to add to that, we even had players we had dead players like Maguire and Bruno coming out in interviews saying that the team's shit and the tactics were rubbish.
Yeah,
this is why Ole's in charge.
Please,
okay.
Nice guys don't go nowhere.
Okay, I agree. Was shit. And so far, we have now Tenos is in charge. Where are we? We are 15 on the table. Tenos is in charge.
That's why we're making these changes now to rectify that.
No, come on. No, do you know that as it is now, United is now going down the ladder by getting coaches who can handle pressure and can handle superstars. Now, do you want to tell me that a coach like Ruben can't coach a team like Madrid? That's what it says. That's obvious thing. He can't. That would mean he can't coach a team like Madrid.
That's not what we said. That's not what we said.
Because how can you manage sort of people who has all those mentality, who people like Mbappe that wants to have this on his own way?
What is your actual point then?
Can you manage that?
No.
What's your point for Ruben to keep all this dead wood here?
Now,
yeah, is that what you're telling us? Ruben should keep the dead players that you wouldn't keep in the keep
All I'm saying is all this could have not escalated to the point where we are. We keep pushing players on different angles, and when they actually you push them to the wall and they push
These
back,
players haven't performed in the multiple
they're all
managers.
shit. They're all bad. No.
Uche, have anyone performed? Thank you very much for the silence.
Exactly.
No one has performed at Manchester United.
That gives the answer.
Now,
The whole entire
let
season.
me break it down for you.
Let's not act like they did before.
Let's
not act like
All we can just do it. All we can just do in
Garnacho-
M's is just blame everything on the manager.
Last season
Yeah,
ended.
that's
Look
what
at
it is,
Garnacho now.
That's
Last
what it
season,
is. That's what it is.
towards Ten Hag, before he ended, Garnacho was everything. Was phenomenal, honestly.
Mhm.
Then the season began. What did Ten Hag did? He started benching him for no just reason.
Because maybe he saw something that he was doing that he did not like.
Let's not work on maybes. No, I like on facts. I don't like
No.
Let's work on facts.
No. We'll talk.
This is not about maybes.
But
I'm
while we're
coming there.
speaking, it's all hypothetical because I'm telling you that this is what this I'm saying that it's a cryptic
so
message.
maybe,
You're saying
now,
that
all
you're
right.
just supporting his boys.
So that was
it's
maybe
hypothetical because there's no
based
real
on your
facts.
own maybe. So he started benching him, and then Ahmad picked up. What did he do? He started benching Ahmad. I guess Ahmad has some issues with him again as well, right?
No,
So
Ahmad had issues with who?
Ahmad didn't have no issues with nobody.
No, why did he bench him? I want to say that
Ahmad never had issues with anyone.
I
He
mean,
just didn't like being benched.
I'm talking about what he said. I
Yes,
said
I know.
that when you bench Garnacho, he said because he has some issues with him. Okay, so when he benched Ahmad, did he have issues with Ahmad?
Nah.
So why use the issues for Garnacho?
No, that's a perfect example. Ahmad, who got benched several times, never caused any problem, never posted anything crazy.
Look at what I'm saying with this, bro.
No. Never posted anything great. What did he do? Get his head stuck down, and one day he got his chance. Alejandro Garnacho, he's a pum-pum. He's a bitch. He will complain.
Right.
He will go online. He will tell his brother.
The point
we don't want that at Manchester United. And Uche, let me tell you something.
Man's been enjoying his holiday in FIFA.
Do you think I was happy when I heard that Garnacho was going to be sold at first in January? I said, nah, you shouldn't be selling Alejandro Garnacho because he's got the talent. But as soon as he made that interview, as soon as I started seeing these more, there was a point where I allowed him to do what he did. But it got to a point where I said, you know what? Enough is enough. You know what? I support Manchester United. I do not support Alejandro Garnacho United Football Club or whoever you guys want to be backing. I support the football club first. And if I see that you're disrespecting my football club, that's when I say you need to go. It's just like anyone.
So why are you choosing which one is disrespect and which one is not? That's my problem.
No, but
if you
where's
want to say
disrespect in
everyone is
Ahmed?
wrong, everyone is wrong. Don't choose
Where's
who's
the
wrong
disrespect
and who's
in
not
Ahmed?
wrong.
But you tried to say that Ahmed was being disrespectful. He never been
Why
disrespectful.
would you wear a jersey of a different club and you tell me he's not disrespectful, but it's only disrespectful when it comes to
Ahmad remained professional even when he wasn't playing. Ahmad never once came out and started complaining to the media that he wasn't playing. He just put his head down, focused, and in fact, he turned out to be one of our best players.
I use the sign that's being focused.
He was playing more on each day.
All in Asia.
That's how important Ahmad was. That's how his mindset's totally different from Garnacho.
That is bullocks. Doing that is the height of it. Irresponsible.
Garnacho played a lot of games last season.
And we're all quiet about it.
And still complain in the final. 20 minutes because of 20 minutes.
What we're doing here is
entitled.
You can check the stats after this call and see how many games Garnacho played last season.
A lot of games, and he's complaining about 20 minutes of the final. This is why I call entitlement. Who the hell do you think you are? You're just a 20-year-old boy.
You played a lot more games.
I followed Garnacho's game for the first half of the season. Garnacho didn't even play. He was actually being benched, coming from the bench. He was not being played on the first half of the season.
If you look, check
that was with you. I was with you. I was saying
that.
Why are you benching Garnacho? I said on this spot, stop benching Garnacho. I said it on this spot. You have your best player.
Garnacho played a lot more games.
Let me check his stats.
Check his stats. I like that. Check it. Last season, he was coming from the bench. That was my problem all through with
it. Check how much appearances he made.
Can I talk? 36 appearances in the Premier League, 6 goals. 15 appearances in the Europa League, 1 goal. The EFL Cup, 3 appearances, 3 goals. Yeah? And that's it. That's it for the season. That's more than 40 games.
I said, no, you're going to whole. I'm talking about last
All right,
season. The first half
I'm
of the
talking about
season,
this
he
season.
wasn't playing.
We're reflecting on this season. The first half was under your guy Eric Ten Hag, but all I know is that Ruben Amorim has given him a lot of games.
Did Amorim play Garnacho more than ETH this last season?
That's what I'm hearing. And,
Yes,
but this is the guy that you want out, isn't it?
He did not. He was playing very well until the other season. He started becoming. I believe he didn't want to play him before he leaves.
So basically, Ruben gave him more chances this season than Eric Ten Hag.
A little bit by playing from the right hand side as well.
That's a different thing. So no. Basically, Garnacho played a lot of games under Amorim, even though
it's good. We understand where we are. We understand.
And he can't even fit in the system.
What I'm trying to say,
he gave him a shot. He gave Garnacho his chance.
Let's understand where we're going, because what I'm trying to say here is we shouldn't actually join the bandwagon to actually he's always he's going through his own problem and shit at the same time. Right now, we shouldn't all be focused on energy on a player who we already wanted to kick out. A player we already kicked out, but manager, everybody kicked out. All of a sudden, he made a border jersey with his player name on it, and it becomes a fuse all over everywhere. So I'm asking, what is our problem?
No, but can I ask? But I know what is our problem. You're right, but why is not just one person saying the same thing? There's different outlets who have the same opinion of me.
That has been our.
No one else is saying.
We are not like that.
It doesn't matter.
No, anybody is right now.
Like, as for example, I'll give you this. What's his name? Ruben. What's his name? Troy Deeney said if he was the captain, he would have sorted out Garnacho. You've got Simon Jordan, whatever his name. What's his name? Is Simon Jordan, whatever his name. Jordan. Yeah. Simon Jordan saying that unacceptable. You can't be doing. The back of the newspapers are saying cannot be doing this. Unacceptable behavior.
Even Bruno questioned Garnacho's attitude.
Even Bruno, your favorite.
You don't even understand
your
this
favorite midfielder. I know you're watching. Question Garnacho's attitude
because Garnacho is already under the boss. We want to make sure we crush him.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing.
Yeah, we crushing it himself.
We crushed him down.
I'm trying to post that on Instagram yesterday.
Why are we doing this?
Did anyone tell him to be outspoken?
Why are we not focused on the root cause?
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? In Uche, if you was Garnacho's friend, and you was on holiday with him, and you was like, dude, I'm about to post this. I know it's gonna piss off some people. Would you advise him, bro? I don't think
he's laughing.
Why are you laughing for? Why I'm being serious.
You know what I'm laughing? You know what
I'm saying? Would you advise him?
Because you know it's true.
You know what I'm laughing now?
Yes or no?
I'm laughing now because I had a similar situation that just happened. Was it last week? And this situation was,
and you was given good advice, right?
Someone like yourself, Everest Spicy. Someone like yourself. He's a Manchester United player, not a player. He was a Manchester United guy who talked about only Manchester United on his platform. He has over 300k followers. All of a sudden, he wore a Chelsea jersey and wanted to talk about Chelsea, and the backlash was so huge. And he was all in his defense. He's only here to talk about the player from Chelsea. But I told him, you're doing this because people followed you because you are Manchester United platform. And now doing this is a disrespect. And that is why. So you need to, even though you want to start doing everything, you need to tell them what you're about to do. Nobody will understand that way. The same thing happens in this situation is a very, very delicate one. The reason why you see me talking like this in terms of Garnacho is we shouldn't always be all focused on one aspect. We are not in his mind. All we're doing is based on our assumption. I don't like when people assume things from people's mind. This is the way we say that people behave. Why would you assume what I'm thinking and use as a verdict? No. It's okay that he is wrong, but we shouldn't always assume that he's pushing this. Okay, have you ever thought that maybe that wasn't the case?
What, the case of pissing off Man United fans when he posted it?
So you think that Garnacho will want to piss United first?
Well, I'll ask you a question. If you was his friend and you was on holiday with him and you was in that room with him, and he said, I'm about to post this.
Exactly.
What do you think? What would you advise him? What would you advise him?
No.
I'm asking you a question.
Do you know? Question.
Okay, wait. Do you know? Okay, let me answer it. Do you know whether after that? No, let me answer it. in that moment, I had a call from Rashford. We just talked about, oh my guy, I love what you just talked about me in Aston Villa. Let me post your shit. I love you. Hey, my man, you posted it. Oh, people are saying it differently. They spin around differently.
No, but what would you have advised him and said? Would you have said,
do you know the
Alejandro,
context?
my bro,
Do you know the context of them posting
I don't think
that
this is a good idea.
Do you know the context of them posting it? Where
No,
you do
I'll
the
ask you the
context?
question.
We don't need to know. We don't need to know the context. They need to think. How is this going to look on the outside? When we're posting
These guys,
that's their thought process. When
these guys,
like any of us, whenever we post anything on socials, you have to look. What is the purpose of me posting this? What do I want to get from this? What impact will this have for me posting?
No, people are not thinking like this. This is a story. Come on.
Yes,
this is a story.
Yes, he
this
does.
is a story.
It's not a story.
He's
posting
because the
pictures.
player. How many of your things you posted are actually holding accountable right now? Do you know how many things you post on your status normally that won't say anything through it? But do that.
Anytime you post something, you're always thinking, like, what is this gonna do?
Do you know that you can post a simple thing and it gets a million interpretation that is beyond what you even said it
So
is?
if I start this show with a Manchester City jersey, what am I trying to do? And I post it on my Red United Instagram, me wearing a Man City jersey, and then at the back of it says treble 20. What year did they win the treble?
2023.
Must you always
and Jerome was sitting next to me, and he knew exactly what the repercussion was.
Must you add a salt on the injury?
No, I'm just saying that's the same thing. I have.
Let me give you an example. This is not digging anyone. Let me give you an example. Just say,
wouldn't my fans be upset?
Say like you had a partner, and you was at a club, and you was hugging some next girl or dancing with her, and one of your friends took a video of that. Would you post that up on Instagram?
Exactly.
Would you?
No, he wouldn't.
Exactly.
Because you know you're
close. But what we need to do, what we need to understand here is we are literally crushing him. Someone is already under the bus. We are only living on assumption, which is what mainstream media always does. I don't expect us in this platform to also join that. We need to be able to look at things critically and analyze it distinctively based on the empirical evidence before us, not based on what we assume it is. At this point in time, we are doing so many speculations, and it's hurting all these players. We keep doing this every single time for players. They can do it on the mainstream media. That's fine, because this is what they need to do to boost up all of views and all that. But right now, we need to look at things critically from what are the root causes? How did we get here? Because every single time in United, we always keep avoiding how did we get here, the root cause. When we look at the root cause, we're able to know how we can actually avoid it and mitigate it from happening again. Because you said it before, for more than 8 years, this has been the situation in United squad. So it's not just about the play, it's about the system. The system is breeding toxic players, arrogant players that are not really, that. And if you look very well, all these players have suffered a lot, being pushed to the wall. The same way that we actually antagonizing doing on Rashford, on Rasmus, we're doing on all our players. We are like, when we get to that point, be ready. That's what I have to say.
And there's only one way of getting rid of toxins is by flushing it out the system. So
no. The way to
how do you get rid of toxins?
How to get rid of toxins is to create an enabling environment. That is it.
No, you get rid of
environment.
How do you enable the environment?
How do you do it? We are not creating the environment. We're flushing them out.
How do we create that environment? By getting rid of what causes the
what we have been doing is flushing them out.
We are not making the bad smell
environment for it to build.
Apples.
That is it. Getting rid of bad apples does not solve it. You need to actually solve it.
It does solve it.
It's the start. Getting rid of bad apples is the start of you trying to.
How would you get rid of bad apples when everybody is bad? How would you do that?
Not everyone's got attitude. Okay, how many of the players got attitude problems in that squad? Attitude problems. They misbehave. They get themselves caught up in the news.
As a player,
list them. No, list the Manchester United players who cause a lot of trouble. No, list them.
As a player, sometimes
we've got about 9 minutes left because we're not talking about Jadon Sancho.
Let me tell you, attitude is actually good.
Name the players who are bad apples.
Okay. Bad apples. When I talk about bad apples, I'm talking about all players who are really bad, not just about
No. I'm not talking about.
We're not talking about
We're
talent. We're
talking
talking about attitude.
attitude problems that are troublesome. They
What
get themselves involved in the
what we
news.
normally
They get themselves
do,
into trouble.
what we normally do
they're
as a
always on
system.
the front page, not the back
Now,
page of the
Look
newspaper.
at what we are going to do now. Watch now.
Mhm.
Right now, before it was
Name them, please.
No. Sancho was making headlines for being a bad apple, right?
One. Yes.
Yeah, apart from Sancho, name them.
I'm coming.
There's a few.
Rashford is not
It's
being
not the
named
whole
as a bad
team.
apple.
Mhm.
Rashford is not being a bad apple and he's been flushed outside. Good.
Two. That's two.
Now we've had another one again.
Who's
We
the
said that Greenwood was a bad apple. We flushed him
No.
outside.
I'm not talking about ex-players. I'm talking about this squad. This squad that
Okay,
involves
now,
Sancho, Rashford, and
this
Garnacho.
squad
I'm
now-
talking about Mason Greenwood. That was
Okay.
2-3 years ago. I'm talking about
Okay.
now.
Look
about
List
this
the
current
squad
squad as
in
it
this
stands
current
now.
squad.
Right now, we by all your own standards, Garnacho is a bad apple, is out. For the fact that others are not manifesting is, I'm telling you, the next phase now is Ahmad is going to be the next bad apple. Watch this face.
No, you know this. Okay,
Ahmad is going to
So
be
you're
the
saying
next
Ahmed
bad
is a bad apple.
That is what we do.
No,
We
you're
are
saying
the
that.
ones
Oh,
that
you're
we
saying
made.
Now you're
We are the
Wait,
ones
you
that we
know,
made.
I don't understand.
That's what we are
making-
doing here.
List the current
You're just
bad
making
apples.
baseless points now.
Yeah. So
What
Sancho,
we're doing is face
Ahmed.
by face. That
Ahmed
face
hasn't
is
shown
gone.
Garnacho,
New
Garnacho,
face is
sign
coming up.
Rashford.
of being a bad
The
apple.
reason why you're not getting
Any
them
sign
because they're not making
whatsoever. In
headlines.
fact, it's been the opposite.
Once we make Ahmad the big boy right that he is, you're going to
Uche.
see it next season.
Come on,
Uche,
man.
Watch it.
You're
Don't
reaching
need
now.
to touch.
Uche,
Don't
keep
worry
the
about
list.
that next season.
Uche,
watch out
we've
for
got
Ahmad.
7 minutes left. I've asked you for a list of players, and you're still dwelling on one player. So it's
What
got.
I'm
You
trying
got
to say in
Garnacho.
essence is
Just answer
all
the
our
question.
players is the face. What
Right.
do you expect me to say? To let everybody? No.
No, because you said we've got a lot of bad apples. So I want to know the bad apples because I don't think we've got a lot of bad apples.
Okay.
I think we've got a few.
Okay. You're saying this
Because it's been
2 years
clear
ago.
evidence.
2 years ago, do we
This
have
is
any
2 years
bad
ago.
apples
I'm
in our
talking
team?
about right
You're talking about the current
now.
squad as it
Like
stands
that.
now in
It doesn't work
2025.
like that.
Okay.
No, what we are doing is you remove
Just
this
answer my
face.
question. I beg you. I beg,
told you what.
please.
Another bad apple
Just
that we're
answer the
grooming.
question.
Look at me. I'm
Jesus.
saying it again. We already have 4 based on our own standards.
Yes. What are the
Okay.
fours?
Yes. Leave that upside. They're going
What
to
are the
leave.
4? Please, can you name the 4? So I think you only named
Obviously.
2.
You could only name 2. Where's
No,
Anthony?
you only said
Don't you think Anthony is
Name them, innit?
Anthony, Rashford, Sancho, and Garnacho. Now, who's the rest of the bad apples that need to be getting rid
Now,
of that?
good.
That are
Now,
toxic to the football club.
what is happening right now? Why you're not seeing that? Because they are at the peak. Once they're out, the other bad apples will show their face, will blossom, which is Ahmad is the next one to blossom. He's already showing signs of this.
Okay. Who else? That's 5.
There's no other big player there. That's why.
No. Who else? But there's a lot of bad apples, you said. So
yes,
and
because
5 is
they
not a lot.
only need time. It's about timing.
But 5 is not a lot.
Maybe you're not flowing these players very well.
But 5 is not a lot.
Follow them. Garnacho was not like this 3 years ago. Garnacho was not
Huh?
like this 3 years ago.
Garnacho, who got kicked out the pre-season squad by Eric Ten Hag for
3
misbehaving.
years ago, he wasn't like this. We
You're
are
not
the
serious.
monsters we made. We made
not
these
serious.
monsters.
Can I tell you something?
I don't
Can I
like
say-
the
can I say
reason why
something?
United fans or
Garnacho
United
came to the
players, I
first
think
team
they are
2 seasons ago. Garnacho came to the first team 2 seasons ago.
Should I tell you something? Garnacho is he's a Carrington boy. He's our own. So anything he knew, we
I
taught him.
said come into
We
the
taught-
first
so
team,
if-
not under
if-
18,
If
not
we're
under
doing all
19.
these things, now
And-
watch it now.
You know
And
what
he
I
was
said a
already
couple
No,
seasons
behaving.
ago?
no. You guys are
You know what I
missing
said
the
a couple seasons
all
ago?
these
Right,
bad
I said
apples on our
Garnacho
team came from
Garnacho
our
is going to end
academy.
up
What's
at
going on?
Osasuna.
I know you said you
Turn
told
it
me this.
around.
And based
Turn it
on what?
around.
Attitude and behavior, right?
Yeah.
Not on
Yeah.
talent. Balotelli
And
said
so
this.
far, it looks like I'm going to be proved right because there's
Yeah,
no
Balotelli
offers in for
said-
Garnacho right now.
Mhm.
And if he continues, he's got years on his side. But if he continues in this vein, he'll end up at Osasuna.
Where are we?
I'm just going to
Where
tell
are we?
you.
Where
I
are
wanna
we
t-
grooming
look,
bad
I just wanna
players?
say something.
Where are we
Big-
grooming toxic players? Have you asked yourself that?
Big up to Red 18 that says, bro, Garnacho kicked a fan. Sometimes you need the bad boy. We like bad boys who are actually good.
Oh,
We're
look at-
consistent.
Yeah,
So you think
not
that
bad
is
boys
not
that are
good?
shit.
Come
Not
on,
bad boys
that's
that
what
are
I'm saying. Changing the goalposts for different people.
Watching the goalpost.
No.
We're not
You don't
doing
need to
the
stop
goalpost.
this Viva
Rio Ferdinand was brutal. Do you know that?
He's not
Rio
it. He's
Ferdinand was
not him.
brutal. We are changing the post for different players. It
No,
doesn't
no.
work like that.
No. It does work like that. When you have Mavericks who perform
Lingard
week in, week out,
Lingard was
you can
a
make
Carrington
exception.
boy. Lingard
When you
was
have
a Carrington
Mavericks
boy,
that
has
perform week in,
attitude
week out, you
problem.
can make exception.
Baba was a Carrington boy, have attitude problem. Rashford, Carson Boy has attitude problem. Garnacho, Carson Boy have attitude problem. What is wrong with our grouping system? It's in us. We need to fix it. Stop blaming the
And how
players.
do you fix
What
it?
is wrong with our system?
Blaming the
Uche,
players.
how do you fix
We've
it?
been vulnerable for player power since Fergie
Uche,
retired.
how
My
do
Players
you
issue
been running
is,
this
a
club.
why are
toxic
we
environment?
grooming toxic environment every for these players? These our academy players. Why are they always toxic towards their peak? Why are we doing
Can
that?
I ask that question? Because
Answer it.
before we had a culture of owners who allowed this to happen, but now that the owners want to change the culture, oh, let's not do that no more. Oh, let's
Which
protect
culture
the
have they
players.
changed? Which culture have they
They've
changed?
literally
They're
said
trying to change the
Barada,
culture. Can't you see what they're trying to do?
Ineos are
Okay.
here to change the culture. They said that this club needs a culture reset. To the extent that
Okay.
Amarin said that this place needs a culture reset. And then you know what the owner said? We're going to do that. And
Okay.
guess what they did? They started getting rid of staff members, redundancies, all players that are not necessary, players who do not match the ethos, who do not want to believe in the
redundancy is
system,
based
have
on we
been
are
kicked
broke.
out.
Redundancy is that we are
No.
broke.
You
We
can
are
say
broke.
that. Yeah, we're
Now
broke.
it's
We're
all
broke.
changed.
Okay,
So it's
I
all
agree
about
with you.
One
We're
positive
broke.
thing out of all
We're
of this, regardless of whether Amarim succeeds or fails, one of the positives is that a lot of dead wood and bad apples are going to get
They need to
removed from
go.
this
They
club.
need to go.
So
It's only
it can
one
once
help
they're
way.
us work
letting
for a
go,
better
we are
future
breeding more.
under whichever
Once they
manager that
leave,
will be in the
more will
future.
come out until we fix the system.
How can more come out if the club are addressing the cultural reset? A cultural reset gets getting rid of what's wrong at the club. And once what is getting rid of what's wrong at the club is gone, how does it come back? It's like a virus. Get rid of the virus, and then the virus doesn't come back.
For the past 6 years, 8 years, we'll always have players who actually what one way or the other attitude problem, and they all be living, but still it haven't changed. So what I'm saying is not
And
really
I'll
about.
give you an example. Those players that
Okay.
left, where are they now as well? You look at Paul Pogba, who had these issues at Manchester United. He's been banned for 2 years. You look
No,
at
that's a
Jesse
different
Lingard,
situation. Come on,
K-pop
don't play like
drummer.
that.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You
True,
hating now. It's
Sure.
different because
No,
it's
don't say
different.
I hate him. That's my guy,
What do
you
you
know.
mean he's
All
different?
that
He's
big
a
it's
player that
different.
had
Nobody's
issues with
different.
Mourinho.
If you look at it like that, no, because he left to Juve. He didn't even play the Juve before he got a situation with his
I'm
brothers.
talking about when he came back to United.
No, when he came back to United, that's what I'm saying. When he left again to Juve, because that's where he went again to Juve, he had an issue with
And he
his
failed.
brothers.
Guys,
He had an issue with his brothers.
we
That
need
what
to
caused the
wrap up the
problem.
show. So
That's
I'm
what caused the
gonna allow
problem.
you guys to have your last words because we've gone past the hour mark. And also, we're not going to talk about Jadon Sancho. So, guys who are tuning right now, it has been one hell of a show. We're going to end it now because otherwise we'll be here for another 30 minutes.
Yeah, some of us will get up early tomorrow.
Get me? But I just want you guys to quickly just have your last words, and so we can end the show. Less than a minute for each person.
Right,
So,
I'm going to wrap it up by
John.
saying I'm actually happy that the club are now trying to address the issues with the deadwood that we have and trying to get them out of the club so that we can move forward as a club, because under the previous regime, these players will still be here. You still have Rashford here running things. Garnacho will still be here thinking he's Ronaldo. Who else? Anthony will probably still be here. You will basically have the same squad and we'll have the same problems, and it'll just be a continuous cycle. But now we're trying to address the player issue so that whether Amarin succeeds or not, we should have a better foundation for the next manager to be able to build something with better players, with better attitude, and like work hard for the team. Because we've seen this season that lesser teams are coming to Old Trafford with lesser quality and pamming us and running us off the park. So it's showing you that it's not just a talent thing, it's an attitude and a desire thing. And that's what we've been lacking over the last few seasons.
And Uche, last final words from you.
Okay, so I would say we need to fix a whole lot of things in the system, because it's not just about the players. What I see here is a power move. A new manager comes in, wants to run his own move with his own players. Everybody, the camp get a little bit erupted. No one is happy. It wants to happen. But the problem is that they failed to manage it very, very well to make the environment more conducive for other players. Rather, they nurtured it and made it to blossom. Let me tell you, this is all psychology. You can push someone to the wall and expect him to react, and then you see, I told you so. He's a problem. So this was happening. It's a power move. We can expect it, and I know by next season they're going to start. Once Ruben loses his first 5 matches, he's going to be out. New manager is going to come, and another power move is going to come again, and it's all over again. It's pure. Is the game. So we shouldn't take all this personal. It's the game. They know what they're doing. Everybody knows what they're doing. But the manager, the players, they're all on power move, and that's just it.
Big up to everyone that's tuning today, man. You hear that? Yeah, we didn't even get to talk about the other topics. It is what it is. Sometimes it happens here on Ready Night TV where we stick to that hot topic and then goes through until the end of the hour. But big up to everyone that's tuning. Smash that like button. Remember, we are live on playback as well on all audio platforms, on Spotify, as well as Apple Music and Amazon Podcasts as well. So make sure you tune in there. Follow Ready Night TV across all socials, and follow Black Sports as well on all socials as well, and Luce. Follow Jerome as well on all social medias as well. Until next time, Monday, hopefully we can cover more than one topic next week, Monday.
Yeah.
I hope so. Hope we can be welcoming a new signing as well. Hope Andre Onana has left, but a lot. I'm asking
this guy's he's hanging around like a bad smell.
Yeah, he is. For everyone as well, as always, remember, like I said, remember to keep it united, peace and love, and remember to keep it Red United.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace out. Peace out.